welcome back to YouTober. We're doing another home thing today. We are getting through so many home things, and my goal is that by the end of this YouTober, I'm gonna be able to do a full apartment tour, so that's exciting. But today, we're going to be doing a gallery wall. I sent an email to Desenio because I had been seeing them so many places from so many influencers and I really loved their prints. So we ended up hooking up to collab on this and they ended up sending me a little code so that I could get some prints for our gallery wall. So we're going to talk about how to make a gallery wall, and as well I'm going to go to IKEA and pick out a bunch of frames. That's not gifted, I'm just going to be going to buy those frames. Now, it just came in the mail, I haven't even looked at these, I'm going to look at them with you. Now, at first I was thinking Michael's as well to pick up some frames, but I really just want this to be as cost effective as possible. And the goal, this was like quite crumpled on the end, so I'm really hoping that these are okay. It looks good. That looks like it's gonna be okay, right? Can you guys see that? But I think that's just the safety paper. So it comes, it says thank you. Looks super, oh, don't mind my nails. Oh my gosh. Has a little open tab. I'm gonna open that up. Oh, that's such a cute design, so that you don't rip any of the paper. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. Look at the beginning of this print. It's gonna be so beautiful. I'm not gonna open up all of these right here. I'm gonna look at them with Scotty. But what I'm gonna go do now is go get my frames. In this video, the video chapters are gonna be linked below, so if you don't wanna see the full vlog, then just click away on that timestamp and we can just be putting together the gallery wall together. Now I will need to go get a ladder from my dad because this is going to be the stairs leading up to our apartment. So we are on the second floor of like a condo unit, and because of that we have stairs. It's good for the old cardio, but it's tough when you want to hang things on the wall. It's been a big bare wall for a really long time, so I think that this will look so cool. Now I am going to be redoing the banister as well. So we've got a lot going on hallway wise, and then me and my dad were looking at the carpet the other day and we were like, yeah, we could probably replace that ourselves as well. But let's get to the first project, shall we? This is a small relatable moment. Does anyone ever do this? I forgot my wallet at home, had to drive back, and here we go. Okay, so I chose everything and I think it's gonna work out really well, but so funny, I just realized that I feel like we all have this internal bias that whenever we need something, we just assume that it's gonna be there and be in stock. Some of the frames that I intentionally went into IKEA for, they didn't have any of them in. I think everyone's doing a lot of home projects these days, but what I forgot and what actually ended up helping out a lot is that when you buy a frame with the matting on the outside, it makes that internal picture smaller. So make sure that when you look on a frame, you look at the sizing for the frame, but then there'll also be another dimension for inside the matting. And I love the way matting looks in a frame. I think it just makes it look really professional and sleek, and there are sirens going off everywhere. But anyways, thankfully, because I saw that and because the wall is so big and can account for having an even larger frame, it all worked out. It's like 4 now and we have officially secured all of the things. I ended up going to Michael's as well and picking up 2 frames. They were on sale. Definitely check out Michael's for frames on sale. If you go full price, woo, it's gonna cost you a penny. And as well, check the coupons. Coupons are key. So let's get to the setup process. Obviously, the first thing that you've got to do is prep your frames. Now, one thing that I found kind of tricky is that because these were rolled up, I would suggest if you're not in a time crunch, lay them out flat and just put weights on each corner. This is going to really help them not have any wrinkles in them, and it's gonna just really help when you apply them to the mat. I tried doing the counter roll where I roll it backwards the other way, and I ended up putting a couple of little creases in there.
So for the Michaels frames, I actually had to add the little hangers on there, but there were pre-drilled holes on there, so it made it very easy. For the IKEA frames though, each of those frames had a protective plastic on each side, so you have to peel that off. I suggest laying out your pattern on the floor, just get an idea of how you might want things laid out.
One thing we're trying to figure out is how we want the layout of the big frames. I suggest when you're doing a gallery wall, lay it out on the ground, see what kind of works, what you're kind of aiming for, and then if you can, I just picked up this brown wrapping paper. If you have leftover Christmas paper or anything like that, that'll work too. I wouldn't suggest newspaper for the sake that you don't want the ink from the newspaper to get all over the wall. I was just thinking about that today. But we did a little trial run. Both Scotty and I agree, because the stairs obviously are going up. That's what stairs do. It'll just flow really nicely if those frames are going on an angle as well. And I think it'll be a little bit less pressure to make sure that they are all perfectly even. So that's how we're gonna lay out the big ones, and then we'll just put the small ones around and it'll be a gallery wall. Good morning, my pals. So I feel as though I need to change my home DIY playlist to 2-day projects because this is day 2 of doing this project. Scotty is gonna help me because I need someone to hold the ladder, obviously, and because our stairs are so steep. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start on the big photos first, and I kind of showed you with using the brown paper how we decided to set it up. This is something, I know it takes more time, I know it might be one more thing to buy, but it really helped put into perspective how we want the photos to be. We could have had them go all the way straight across, but I think that going up the stairs will look really cool from perspective from the bottom up, and it'll just have a really nice flow, especially with adding the smaller photos in our gallery wall. So let's get started today.
This was a tough project because of the height and the layout, but Scotty and I finally started to get a hang of it. You definitely need help on this side of things if you are going to use a ladder like this, just safety-wise. And one thing that I found really hard about this project, if you look up at our ceiling, it's slightly slanted. So when you're up there on the ladder and you're looking at the ceiling as a marker, it just looks so off, but that's where the level really comes in handy. You are going to need a couple of tries sometimes to get it on the screw, but I believe in you. And if you use a little tape on the top just to signify where the hanger piece is behind the frame, that helped us a lot. We're still rejigging things. This is how far we've come so far with our Desenio prints, but I know that Scotty and I are going to be adding to this gallery wall and continuing on with said gallery. We want to add some frames on the top, and we still need to figure out how we're going to put them up there, but I think it all came together really lovely. We also did some in our bedroom. So I actually ended up getting 2 other large prints and thought that, you know what, let's actually put these in the bedroom. I bought a different style of frame. These are also from IKEA, and I think it looks romantic and just so beautiful in there. It actually makes the wall look taller because of the size of the frame. Thanks so much for following along. Give this a big thumbs up if you learned a thing or two, and subscribe for more at-home vlogs and more at-home renos. You've got this. Good luck with your project.
But I know I have to try to let